Hey, how's it going, everyone? I am sitting here on a log on a beach on Shelter Island off of Juneau, Alaska. I'm here doing a fishing trip, but just because I'm here doing some fishing doesn't mean that we can't discuss poker. So I have an interesting hand that I want to discuss with you guys. I have not used this hand history in any of my previous tournament vlogs, so this is going to be fresh content. How's it going, guys? I am in Juneau, Alaska right now. I'm going to talk about a hand that I played in a recent tournament, and I also have an announcement to make regarding my sponsorship and where I'm headed next in my poker journey and where I plan to go next in this vlog. It's really slippery out here. Holy crap. If you guys follow my other social media channels, you might have already heard or seen that I am no longer part of the sponsored pro team. There's no bad blood or anything. Basically, Poke Bros decided to discontinue the majority of their sponsored pro team because they're basically just changing up their marketing strategy, which is fine. It makes sense. I'm okay with it. A lot of you guys might not know this already, but before sponsorship came along, I was mainly just a cash game player. There was a time where I was actually against playing tournaments. So all this does is basically just means I'll probably go back to playing more cash games. I'll still play tournaments, just not as much. Obviously, with the sponsorship contract and everything, it increased my ROI to focus on tournaments. That was the optimal play to do, so that's what I did. And now I'll just most likely focus on the occasional main event and just cut out the preliminary and side events. I'll just be playing more cash games. What that means for the vlog is you'll still get some tournament vlogs because I'll still be vlogging every tournament that I play, but you're gonna also see more cash game vlogs and maybe some bankroll challenges, stuff like that. Basically, it'll just be more variety, so I think it's a good thing. Just wanna show you guys the view here. I've been catching salmon, rockfish, black cod. We're going for halibut, shrimp, crab, everything. All right, so the hand I'm gonna discuss with you guys is when I slow played pocket aces in a $600 buy-in tournament at Thunder Valley. And this hand happens in level 1, so we're super deep stacked. Starting stack was 40K, the big blind is 200. I'm in the low jack with pocket aces, 2 red aces. I raise it up to 500, it folds around to the big blind. He has 24K, he raises it to 1800. I decide to just flat here and slow play and see the flop and play from position, because I feel like if I 4-bet here, he's going to be folding a lot of hands. The flop comes out 7-6-5 with 2 hearts and 1 diamond. It's not the best flop for aces, and it's a pretty decent flop for the big blind's range. He continues for 1.5K. And again, I decided to slow play this. I'm only going to flat here. I feel like I'm still way ahead and I want to protect my range. So I call. The turn is a 9 of spades. It's getting a little sweaty here. He checks it to me though. I now bet 3.5K. I do not want to check and let him see a free river, obviously. I'm targeting all of his over pairs like jacks, maybe 10s, maybe queens. I don't think he has kings, but maybe kings. And from his perspective, I'm not supposed to have a lot of 8s in my hand, which would make a straight. And I think this player knows that. So my 3.5K here oftentimes is going to be a bluff as much as it is a value bet. Also, I want to point out that I blocked the nut flush draw. So when he calls the 3.5K, I know he doesn't have a nut flush draw. He could have a smaller flush draw, but I think it's unlikely. So I think he has maybe like a hand like 10-9 or like Jack-9 or pocket jacks or something like that. Something where either he has an overpair or some type of combo draw with a pair. The river is a 3 of diamonds. Now the 4 also makes a straight, but I block hands like ace-4, which might be in his 3-betting range pre-flop. I also block the nut flush. So I feel like my aces here are going to be good. I don't think that this river card improves his hand very much. So when he checks, he has 15K left behind. I didn't want to go all in. I think, although I do like the play, I think it makes it super polarized, but he knows that I don't have a lot of 4s or 8s in my hand. So I decide to bet 7K. He goes in the tank, and when he goes in the tank, I know right away that I'm not up against a straight or like 2-pair or anything like that, because that would be a pretty easy call. Interesting thing here is the solver, I looked this up afterwards, is it pretty much agrees with everything how I played the hand, my bet sizing until the river. It actually prefers to check back the river, but in this spot, I feel like it was an exploit, knowing that he knows I don't have an 8 or a 4, and I know that he doesn't have an 8 or 4. I really think he has an overpair, so I bet for value. I think a lot of players here are going to be scared to bet when a 4 or an 8 makes a straight. Just don't be. When you know you're good, just bet for value if you think you can get value. So he tanks and calls. My aces are good. I don't know what he had. He didn't show. Probably had jacks. Anyways, I thought that was a fun and interesting hand for a few reasons. And now I'm gonna go try and catch some fish. See you guys later. I just want to point out that when I'm making these videos for you guys, I'm trying to go off of what my thought process was based on how I played the hand. And there's a lot of thoughts, and sometimes I don't get it on video when I'm actually recording it. But one of the things that I wanted to say in this spot is that I think I made a mistake here because of all the things that I did say, saying how he knows I don't have an 8 or a 4. That means that it's super polarized here. It means I have a lot of bluffs here when I go all in, or I have a hand like aces or a set or something. And so I really think that going all in on this river would have been a better play, but at least I got some value here. I guess in the moment I wasn't sure if my opponent was willing to call off his stack or not. So that probably is what played a factor into me deciding to bet 7K instead of all in. But just something to point out here. Hope you guys enjoy the videos. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. We're gonna finish it off with some whales that we saw that literally swam under our boat while we were fishing. Caught a lot of fish on this trip. Let me know if you guys like the travel aspect of the vlog, because I do have some upcoming travel that isn't poker related, but I can certainly incorporate some poker into the videos just to give you guys something more interesting to look at other than just cards and poker chips. Take care, guys.